Hey, good morning, everybody. Good morning. What's
Whew.
up, Derpy? How you doing, brother?
What is up, guys? I'm ready to
What?
go. Have my coffee. I'm ready to go.
All right. Big pick stay here on the Two Dumb Yinzers. Good morning,
Oh
everybody.
yeah, it
This is
is.
episode 638. Welcome. How you doing today, Mike?
I'm doing great, man. I almost didn't make the start of the show, but I am here now, and I'm
Why?
ready to go.
What was up with you?
I got little nerves before the show kicked in. Yeah, that's really what it was. Just a little bit of nerves before the show. So
Right.
uh, I don't understand what you're saying. Good morning, Mark Malone. Yes, the Derpster is back in the saddle. Good
yes, he
morning.
is.
So, what? You had stomach issues
I
prior
had
to the
some
show.
stomach issues. Yeah, well, I ate a nice little breakfast, paying bills. So you watch all that money go away, and then you start thinking about the show and what could go wrong. And I was like, wasn't feeling it.
Huh.
Yeah, but I'm better now, and I'm ready to go.
You know what? I'm better too. Because we were having issues for a few weeks on the show
Yeah.
with a little bit of glitching on the
Mm-hmm.
screen, and hopefully today that goes away. We got
Yes.
I have a whole science project on my console here. I don't know what's going on. I have new things.
Don't worry
Uh,
about it. It's working.
I don't see any buttons or anything like this that I have to worry about, so that should be all right.
You'll be fine. Trust me. Trust me. Everything's gonna be all right on your end.
So good morning, episode 638. How's everybody? How's
Um.
everybody today?
Oh man, aren't you just fired up? It's like, we're one day closer to Steelers football.
I am so fired up. I can't even describe how fired up I am to see some of these new guys out there on the field this weekend. It starts tonight, guys. The Cincinnati Bengals travel to play the Baltimore Ravens tonight for Thursday Night Football, 8:15. If you want to get into your AFC North mood, of course, we had the week off, so we have I don't think we have to get back in the mood. Everybody's excited.
Yeah.
Everybody's ready to see the new faces here on the team. Um, I'm no different. I cannot wait. But yeah, again tonight an AFC matchup, maybe just maybe. And I think it's odd because a lot of people are picking the Bengals, and I don't even understand what that's about, Mike.
Yeah.
The Bengals, I don't
Really?
know that they can stop the run the way that you should be able to stop it to stop the Ravens. But again, that's why they play the game. I'll certainly be watching, and hopefully, maybe just maybe we can get a little help from the Bengals.
Yeah, that would be nice. Anything to knock down the Ravens. But I'm also in like the school of thought too, like anything to where like if the Bengals win or like the Ravens win, okay, that takes, the Bengals out of the equation. We don't have to worry about them anymore. So it's I don't know where I'm sitting at right now.
Okay. Good morning, Phil the Steel. Good morning. What's Brian call him? JV Phil.
Oh God. You're
Good morning,
starting
JV
already.
Phil. I'm not starting. I just think that's silly. I don't know. I enjoy the banter. I do. I gotta say, I enjoy the
Oh,
banter. It's a lot of fun. Mark Malone says, praying for many injuries to the Ratbirds. You know what? Me too. I ain't afraid to say it. Derpy, big day today for you.
oh
We got
God.
picks. Derpy, you are still ahead 6-3 overall in the picks for the season. Maybe you could extend that lead a little bit further. Mike, maybe you could bring it one point closer because you were at 3. Derpy has 6. So we will be back at that today, picking our games for the weekend because they do start
I'm
tonight.
trying to claw my way back.
Yeah, no, Yins are doing well. I mean, 9 games in, 6-3. Could be worse. Could be
Could be
better.
worse, could be better, could be worse, but
I hate the Bears. That's all I'll say.
Yeah, the Bears really gave you the screw last week. Big time too. They got their asses kicked by Arizona.
yeah. You know, Derby Call of Duty's been out for a while. Kyler Murray had it out of his system, so he was ready and focused for the game.
I heard James Conner had a big day. He was
Yep.
running over a bunch of people. So that be what it be. Good morning, everybody. Preston Smith A new Pittsburgh Steeler just came over this week at the trade deadline from the Green Bay Packers. Preston Smith says he feels right at home in Pittsburgh. And he says,
I like
quote,
it.
I got what I want. What I think between these two new guys that we got, Preston Wilson and Mike Williams, Preston Smith and Mike Williams,
Yeah.
is I really feel that, when you get traded, especially at this point in the season, a team like the Steelers, they needed you. That's why they brought you over to the deadline.
Mhm.
And I think that we're going to get pretty good performance out of the two new guys. Just, think about it. Anywhere you go and you start a new job, don't you try to give it your best, put your best foot forward. You want to show how hard of a worker you are. You want to put that, that get that off. I think we're going to get that from these two guys. I think Mike Williams and Preston Smith are going to come in, make a big impact on this team. And because, again, for one thing, for their own careers, of course, or for two, you go somewhere that's generally a winning organization, as we are, and you come in and you're going to want to impress. You're going to want to say, you know what, look at me, I deserve to be here. Almost kind of not revamping, but revamping yourself in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
repackaging yourself. Yeah.
absolutely, and I think, and I hope that's what we get with these two guys. If it is, you know what, I'm going to feel even better than what I feel right now, which is crazy because I do feel really good about this football team. Beginning of the season, you didn't know what to expect. The first 6 weeks, Justin Fields ends up getting you a 6-2 record. Russell Wilson comes along and he, wins two pretty decent, games. Uh, Now moving forward to the next step, you had the bye, you rested up, you got healthy, you have guys coming back. Now you have Mike Williams. Now you have Preston Smith. Every week, it really feels like, and like I've talked about this for years, that feeling of progression. You like to feel that feeling of progression with your team. So, it builds confidence because, now things that weren't working for us a year ago, they're working
Hmm.
for us. And holes that we had a year ago or 2 years ago, those hills are full. Holes are full. And as I was saying before the show to you, Mike, uh, look at the amount of people that Omar Khan has brought in just since last season alone, starting with Patrick Queen all the way down the
Hmm.
line. So again, you got to feel optimistic. Mike, and what's going on around the league? We were saying nobody is running away with it. Maybe Detroit, maybe, but Kansas City and Buffalo certainly aren't blowing the roof off the place.
No.
Um, so there's a lot of things going for the Steelers team, but the very next thing going for us is the Washington Commanders. Sunday, 1 o'clock.
Is that
Can't, I
CBS?
don't. What's that, Derpy?
Is that CBS?
Yeah, more than
I
likely.
think so. It should be. Yeah.
Okay.
Um,
Derpy's setting up his DVR as we speak.
he doesn't want to forget. So that'd be what it be, guys. A little bit more about Preston Smith before we move forward. This season, Preston Smith at this point has 19 tackles, 2.5 sacks. He has, guys, 68.5 career sacks, which that's a decent amount for the age of the guy. It isn't great, but he put in a decent career. I mean, he has
Oh
again
yeah, about
almost
7 to
70
8
sacks
sacks
in
a
his
year.
career.
Yeah.
And the 19 tackles, 2.5 sacks this year doesn't discourage me much because you know what? He comes in almost as that Marcus Golden type player.
Hmm.
And at that point in Marcus Golden's career when he came here, that's what you were going to get. And what did he do when he came here, Mike? He was really productive. He was able to come in as to spell the starters and be
Yeah.
productive. I forget how many sacks it was he had last season, but he had a handful. I think you're going to get that same kind of production out of Preston Smith. And that's huge. That's huge.
Yeah, and I think too, like his production went down because they went from a 3-4 defense down to a 4-3. So he was playing actual DN snaps, sometimes D tackle snaps, and yeah, he was used to being that TJ Watt, that Alex Highsmith, playing in that role of being the run stuffer, the blitzer, dropping back in the coverage. Now he's comfortable. Now he said, it wasn't because of the team, wasn't because of the culture. It's just the scheme fit wasn't working for him, so he asked for the trade. And he said, hey, I've been looking at this Steeler team for a long time now as a place that would be a fun place to play. And, his skill sets fit into what we need. He can play the run, he can play the pass, rush the quarterback. And if he has to, he can kind of sneak down in there, be a D lineman, for spell Ogunjobi. I think he would fit in right there as being backup for Ogunjobi. Not as big as those D linemen, but like 6'5", 265, 270. He can get down that 3-point stance, take on a couple blockers to free up other guys. This is another nice piece to have because that's kind of what like the Steelers envisioned the Marvin Leal being able to do: drop down the D line, drop down the outside linebacker. Now we have someone who's done it at a high level, productively year in year out, up until this year in scheme change. So that piece of the puzzle right there is going to be huge. He'll be, that adds D line depth and outside linebacker depth in one fell swoop. So I'm liking it. I'm
And
liking
he's
that move right
excited.
there. He's excited to be here.
He's expressed his excitement to be here. He's
Oh yeah,
expressed his
and
excitement to
like,
be playing in the 3-4 defense. So
uh-huh.
again, Mike, I think a lot of things come together when you when you look at what we brought in at
Yeah.
the trade deadline and how they're going to play, be an advantage to this team moving forward. On top of a team that's already playing good football, on top of a
Yeah.
team coming off a bye, on top of a team that just got healthy. And let me make another point, Mike. The as I was telling you the other day, I think you and I had this conversation about the good morning, Jen. How are you today?
What up,
The
Jen?
When you play a team from the NFC, you get them once every 4 years, for the most part. They added this thing where they sprinkle the extra NFC, extra out of conference game.
Yeah, yeah.
But for the most part, you get a team every 4 years. Now, what happens when you play a team that's complex from the other conference? When you have 3 to 4 days of practice to prepare, you don't fully
Mm-hmm.
prepare for that team and what they bring. In a team like Washington, especially this year, that's the kind of team that you have to fully prepare for. You can't just
Mm-hmm.
go into a game against a Washington Commanders as they are this year and just kind of half-ass it. Again, that's what happens a lot of times when you play an NFC team. You get them once every 4 years. We'll play this game, get by it. It has very little meaning when it comes down to tiebreakers. But the Pittsburgh Steelers had a chance for 2 weeks to sit back, watch this Washington team that is scoring on 60% of their drives. That's right, 60%
Yeah.
of their drives.
60.
So this team, we got a chance to sit back for 2 weeks, study them, watch them play real time, watch tape over and over, get extra reps in, and all those things that go into, say, preparing for a team in your division. Um, but again, you don't play the Washington Commanders once every 4 years. A lot of times, situations like this, you kind of go vanilla on practice, you kind of go vanilla on preparation. You go in, you play the game, and they are five. Absolutely. Yes. Good morning, John, as well. He says they are fifth in the power rankings. So this is a team that you certainly you have to prepare for. You can't just take, especially if you want to win, especially if you're trying to build on your first place record and stay up front. That extra preparation time that the Steelers were able to have for the past 2 weeks, I think this was the perfect time, Mike, because the other games that are coming up, the Ravens, again, nobody knows them better than we do. You have all the Ohio games,
Mm-hmm.
a Philly game, and a Kansas City game. I would right now is the best time to have the bye right before Washington. You get that extra time. You get that extra prep time. You get that extra film time. Again, you get to sit back and watch these guys play real time on Sunday afternoon. So they're not at that disadvantage of playing the team from the opposite conference every 4 years. And again, not having every piece in place for that game. This Steeler team had ample time to get every piece in place, get all their ducks in order, and study up on this team very well to be prepared to play them this Sunday. And I think that gives the Steelers an advantage. I think the fact that they played the team that we beat last during the week that we were off,
Mm-hmm.
because you could then, look at take some comparisons. Look at how things went
Yep.
against the team that you just played prior to that. They didn't play much of a different game. I mean, as far as scoring, they won by 7. I think we won by 8, give or take.
Yeah, something like that.
So I mean, off the top, you're thinking, okay, well, that puts us at close to an even playing field because you're looking comparing to a similar opponent. And then, as I said, they were playing. We were not. We were resting. We were getting healthy. We were studying. We were getting extra reps. We were game planning. Um, I think that certainly plays to the advantage of the Pittsburgh Steelers. A lot of times a week off can either you could build off the momentum, or what, if you don't have that week off, you're a little bit more banged up than the other team. I like the way this played out. Again, if we were going to get a bye at any time during the season, looking at it now, I wouldn't have said this prior to the season,
Yeah.
but knowing what I know now, what Washington's been able to do to this point, yada yada yada, I'm very, very excited, Mike, and I think that this was the perfect time to get Washington, and I think that certainly plays to our advantage.
Oh yeah, just 'cause of that offense that they were running, it's a unique offense. It's like someone called it the college offense, and then they end up getting spanked out of it just because the way they use motion, the way they move guys around, put them in positions to succeed. I like having the coaches having a whole extra week to prepare. That's huge to design a defense that has been really vanilla since the injuries to Highsmith to Herbig. Now potentially getting both back, or with Herbig coming back, hopefully. But then now you're getting Cam Sutton back into the mix in the secondary. Okay, now we can start designing maybe some exotic coverages, some exotic blitzes to use, and hopefully, confuse the rookie quarterback. And you want to talk about time to prepare. Under Tomlin, we have a 13-4 record after the bye. We won
And he's
7 straight after
25
the
and
bye.
6 against rookies, Mike.
Yeah, I was
25
about to
and
bring that up
6.
too. Yeah, so it's like there's success there. We haven't lost since 2017. The last loss came in 2016 against Baltimore, a divisional opponent. So there's history is on our side a little bit, showing that okay, one we were pretty good against rookie quarterbacks, and we're pretty good coming out of the bye. So that's some key, that's some nice what's the word I'm looking for? I had some nice feelings to otherwise where I'd be kind of worried going up against this Redskins Commanders team that's been, like we said, 60% of their drives have scored on offense. Now the coach staff 2 weeks to prepare all this track record that we have. I'm coming in a little bit more confident than I would be if this was like, a typical Sunday game after another Sunday game.
The one area that I'm not, I do want to say good morning to Brian as well on the board. Brian has a Washington logo. He says both of us have an important divisional game to play after this one. Yes, we sure do. And I do want to say welcome to you, sir.
Yeah, welcome.
The one thing that scares me about this rookie is I don't think this is going to be the rookie that you seen when you seen Bo Nix in week 2.
No.
This is going to be the rookie that you seen when you
Yeah.
faced CJ Stroud
Last
last
year.
season.
Yeah.
That's the rookie that you're going to get. That's the kind of offense you're going to get. This team is moving along. This team is 7-2. This what are they? 7-2.
7-2, yeah.
They have a thing going on. Mike, you said they score 60% of the drives. So, as I said, this is the perfect time. And as John did say also on the board, he said midseason is the best time for a break. I couldn't agree more. And as I said, I especially think before this game was the perfect time. Again, we do have Baltimore next week, and then four short days after that, we do have the Browns. So we're going to get into some tough play here shortly. It all starts this week. Another thing, Mike, about that division play, the Browns wrap up their season series with the Bengals tonight. We haven't played
the Ravens. Yeah.
a division game yet. The Ravens
That's why.
and the Ravens. I'm sorry. Yes, the Ravens and the Bengals. They finish up tonight.
Mhm.
They won't play each other no more. This is their second game. We still have not played a single division game. However, that will change 1 week from this Sunday. And then after that, like I said, it's going to be a domino effect. It's going to be Ravens. 4 days later, the Browns. And then it's just you see them coming and coming. It's going to be Bengals, Browns, Bengals. So it's going to be a fun ride. Being 6-2 out of the break, I think, is an ideal situation for the Steeler team. I think it has fans feeling a lot more optimistic about the way things are going. I'd certainly say, Mike, more than any time in the past 2.5 seasons, you got to feel as good about the Steelers team as you have, right?
Yeah, I feel really good about this team. Mark Malone saying a couple picks coming from Daniels. He's only thrown, I think, 2 all year, completing yeah, he's due completing 71% of his passes. That is just ridiculous for I don't care who you are, but for a rookie quarterback. I hope this is the week he slips up. I'm hoping for it. Not holding my breath, but you never know. You never know what can happen. Any given
And again,
Sunday.
Mike, you did get to sit around and game plan and brainstorm for 2 weeks. You found some things in his game that you could exploit.
Yep.
You found things. Again, they had more time to prep for this team than you generally do for an NFC team. So I like that. Again, I think that sort of plays to our favor. Washington may see it a totally different way, which is fine.
Yeah.
But for us, that plays to our favor. I think that we got to take advantage. I think this is going to be one hell of a game. McLaurin, we know this guy, Terry. He was somebody that we liked during the offseason.
Would
Um,
love to have traded for him. Jesus.
they have a nice team over there. There's no two ways
Yeah.
about it. They're up top their division, and and I like that. Don't get me wrong. I'm tired of seeing the Eagles and
Yeah.
hearing about the Cowboys. I mean, you never really see that play out, but you always hear about them
Yeah.
boys. So it's nice to see somebody else over there. We get to take a chance. We get our chance at them this weekend. Again, I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling better than I would have felt if we didn't have this bye leading into this week, guys.
Yeah, and I just hope Marshawn Lattimore, he take another week off, buddy. I don't want to see him out
Right,
there because their secondary, like top 8, top 5 in the league in passing yards against, and they add him, that's going to be nuts. And yeah, try different blitzes, like you said. See if he can pick it up. See if he can process it.
right. Yeah, you
My
got to show him all different kind of
yeah,
look. He's a rookie. At the end of the day, he is a
he's still a
rookie.
rookie.
He's what
Yeah,
22-year-old kid. You got to give him different looks. You got to I mean, that is what the Steelers do well. And if they can do that against these
yeah,
guys, I feel confident. Again, there's not a lot. Being from the NFC, you don't know this team as much, Mike, as a
yeah,
fan, as somebody doing what we do. You don't know exactly what this team is all about. So I think we're going to learn a lot about
yeah.
Washington this weekend. And this is gonna be a good one. This is gonna be a good
Oh
one.
yeah.
And Mike, starting our next 9 games in a row, it's a hell of a game to start that off with at the beginning of a 9-game stretch.
Yeah, I've been feeling much better. Maybe starting this one off against the Browns,
You're right.
this stretch off against the Browns. Not a team that's young and rolling. Like I, off air, and I think even on the show, comparing them to that Penguins team when they lost to Detroit that first time. That young team that's maybe a year or two ahead of schedule, but
Yeah,
they're good, they're talented, and kind of dumb enough to know that they shouldn't be in this position, and that makes them
right.
a dangerous team. That's what's making them kind of dangerous. And
Absolutely.
I thought this team was going to be in bad shape the way they were kind of trading off assets last year, but it worked out perfectly for them. Their new GM has just been amazing building that team down there. It's going to be a fun matchup.
I
I
wonder if they're
worry
gonna
about
wear their Steeler uniforms.
right.
I turned it on the other week and I thought, what is this? They had all black and gold on.
Yeah, yeah. A copyright infringement, gimmick infringement. I Jaden Daniels scares me as a Steeler fan, but he would also scare me as a Commanders fan too, because he's done a lot better of not taking the big hits, but he will still expose himself to the big hits. So
Right.
Steelers defense should not go out to try to hurt him, but if he's going to expose himself, get that good, hard, clean hit on him. And you know what? If he has to miss this game, I won't be opposed to it. He can come back and be healthy the rest of the way.
A couple comments on the board by John. John says move TJ around. He also says
Mm-hmm.
know who the weak link of the offensive line is and let TJ beat him. Guys, let me throw this at you. Um, here's an interesting TJ Watt stat. Of course, this again is a PFF stat, but nonetheless, here you go. TJ Watt played 483 snaps this year. He received a negative grade on just six of the 483 snaps that he played. So,
um,
yeah. So,
yeah, like
John, I think you're on the right path. No two
yeah.
ways about it. And Mike, what was you saying the other day? Was it the offensive line or the defensive line that struggles on Washington? Which one should we be able to take
Um,
advantage? I just can't remember what you said.
oh, I had their stats up. I think it might have been their run defense. We should be able to run on. I think they're giving up a
That's what it was.
decent
The
amount of
run
run
defense.
yardage.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Also, Mike, you said that Lattimore possibly he still won't be
yeah,
playing,
he's up in the air. Yeah,
which will play to our advantage. So again, there are things that play to our advantage. I'd be interested to know what it is that Washington is saying plays to their advantage.
yeah.
Brian, if you do, if you have anything on the board, feel free to put it up on the board. I would love to talk about it with you. But that's where
I do.
if if Lattimore don't play again, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
I was gonna say like their defense. It's like I'm. There are two guys in the middle, Deron Payne and Jerzon Newton. He's a rookie. Newton is, but Payne. I thought that would be the strength of that defense. Those two up the middle, right there.
Bobby
I don't.
Wagner, Mike.
And Bobby
Wagner.
Wagner in the middle too. So it surprised me that their secondary, just looking at it on paper, I'm not that impressed with. But like I was more impressed with their front four, front seven. So the tape doesn't lie and stats don't lie either. So I just pound the ball on these guys if their secondary is that good.
And they have half the guys they have on this team are people that I wanted during free agency. I
Free
wanted,
agency or through trades, yeah.
yeah, I
Like,
wanted Bobby Wagner a couple times
yep,
over the past couple years when he
yep.
was talked about.
McLaren, I wanted to trade for numerous times.
Absolutely. So we're gonna get to see all those guys.
Yeah.
But you know what? We have a couple new exciting players that were added this week that I'm really excited about. Again, Mike, I think that they're excited. And again, I think going out and trying to prove yourself on a team that's competitive, on a team that's in the run, they're going to want to come out and show that they're that guy. And you know what? Wide
Hmm.
receivers sometimes can do that better than anybody. They just bring that personality. I want to see what Mike Williams brings. I went back and I was looking at some of his highlights from out in the Chargers, and yeah, he's tough, man. He is tough. Again, he was somebody that you and I talked about early on,
Yeah, early in the
because
offseason, yeah.
you seen them kind of dismantling and kind of putting
Hmm.
Jim Harbaugh's team together, and or Jim Harbaugh,
Whichever one.
and it's just he kind of fell by the wayside. There was a lot of people that kind of came up in between then and now, which is why we didn't talk about him a whole bunch. But don't get me wrong, I'm super excited about Mike Williams. I'm super excited about Preston Smith. I want to see these guys playing. Like I said, I think that they want to get out here and prove themselves this week, Mike.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like all smiles in practice. This, the past couple of days with those two. So that's that's what I like to hear.
Uh,
Brian said the Steelers should be able to run on them.
and that's what I'm thinking too. I think if we
Yeah,
could, we could take advantage of that.
your ball
But
control.
here's the thing, but you know what? Ball control, keeping Jaden Daniels off the field. The more you keep him off the field, the better.
Yeah,
And and if we could still keep beating that drum, as Brian said, that the run defense is struggling.
yeah.
But you let Jaden Daniel get in there and do his thing. If he gets in there and scores points, you know what? That running attack isn't going to help us much.
Hmm.
We're going to have to go to the air. So
Yeah,
again, very exciting game, Mike. I could lump it into the Philadelphia's, Kansas City's, and Baltimore's at this point, and I think it's going to be a good game. So let's get a win this weekend. Before I
yeah.
pass it over to you real quick, Mike, John says it has been a while for Washington, like the Steelers, to be relevant again. Good for them. Absolutely. That's a team
Yeah.
I never had an issue with. Was Washington.
I
I
did
made
I
fun
did
of
it
them in the
until
past.
yeah until
I made
Dan
fun
Snyder became their owner.
because it seemed like a lot of players through my life went there and their careers kind of sizzled out. Like
Yeah,
just in my life, like Deion Sanders, when he finished up there. I mean, he basically finished his career. Bruce Smith, guys like this. So I've always kind of had them in that category. But as again, 7-2, this team is for real.
mm,
Atop the NFC East, which is usually a pretty strong division. So this is going to be a good game, guys. I cannot wait.
yeah. This team had surprised me. I thought they were going to be like a bottom dweller again. I thought Jaden Daniels would take some time to develop.
Right. I
But
was
like
hoping
what?
so, at least.
Yeah, me too. But like, so one of the guys I watched that breaks down quarterbacks, he was like, "No, he might be the guy in this draft," and he's playing like that guy in the draft. I was hoping he'd been a year off and we would have been able to beat up on this team. But like I said, their GM did a good job of rebuilding this team on the fly and kind of quick. They got pieces to the puzzle that I like. I think they're still regretting maybe taking Emmanuel Forbes over Joey Porter Jr. when they had the chance. But time will tell on that one. Yeah, it's going to be a good game. Like Washington now is being talked about a dark horse contender for the Super Bowl. If
I
things could fall their
yes.
way, I
Mike,
think that's
you take
early
Detroit
for
out of the
them. But
mix. You take Detroit out of the mix. I think
yeah,
Washington is the forerunner in the
hmm,
NFC. Come on, who in
yeah,
the NFC is playing better? I mean, you could say Minnesota, but they certainly took a little nosedive there.
yeah,
Um, Nobody in that NFC West. I think right now that would be the
yeah,
team. Again, if
and
something tragic happens to Detroit where they lose a big player or
yeah,
something, Washington can certainly take that over.
and
Um, yeah, go ahead.
they're 11th in scoring defense. 21 points a game. Yeah, it's not great, but that's not terrible. You're in the top half, almost just outside the top 10 in scoring defense. That's a good sign right there. That yeah, you may be giving up yards on the ground, but defense is only giving up 21 points a game. The offense is scoring at a ridiculous pace. 60% of the time you get the ball, you're going to score. You keep that up over the season. Look out, you're third in the league, 29 points a game. Only Detroit and Baltimore ahead of you. Yeah, I have no problems with this team becoming a dark horse for the Super Bowl.
John
I
says
hope we catch them at the right time.
John says they have kick-ass color rush uniforms. I don't know if that's their
It's that
Steeler
black.
uniform.
I think
Is
that
that
might
just
be.
because the thing is everybody has a black uniform now.
Yeah, I know. I hate
So I
that.
don't know what's the color uniform. I don't know what's the color. But they do them. Steeler uniforms were really nice. I turned on last week. I thought, wait a minute, we don't play. It was Washington. But Mike,
Oh no, these are like the gold ones.
let me go over the injury list here, Mike. This was as of yesterday. I don't have the up to date as of today, but the most recent that we do have access to, Justin Fields is back full. He had the hammy. Terrell Edmonds did not practice. He has an illness he's dealing with. Matakevich is back full with his hammy. Nick Herbig is limited with his hammy. Zach Frazier is full with his ankle. Isaac Siamalu took a veteran resting day, and Cordell Patterson is full with his ankle. Over on Washington's side, as far as participation went as of yesterday, Zach Ertz, their tight end, did not practice. He was on a resting day. Rashawn Lattimore. Oh, those are their color
Those are
Yeah.
color
uniforms.
rushes?
That's what I saw online. I don't know if that's right or not, but
Because
I
if they have
Google
that, then
searched
they
and that's
have
what
the
came
all
in.
black, the all yellow, then they have the all maroon. They have a lot of uniforms.
Unless I grabbed the wrong one. But yeah, I'm seeing it on here. That's what
Marshawn
I'm rolling
Lattimore
with.
did not practice with a hammy. Tackle Cornelius Lucas did not practice with an ankle. Kicker Austin Seibert didn't practice with the right hip. Dorrance Armstrong was limited with his shoulder. A bunch of guys. They have a bunch of guys, actually. A center, defensive end, linebacker, running back, guard tackle, cornerback, defensive tackle. So I don't know to what extent all these
Oh
injuries are. I
my.
don't know if a lot of them are starters. I don't know what,
Yeah.
but they do have a pretty long list of people
Yeah.
on the injury list.
Yeah, Tyler Biazda, that's their, I believe, their starting
Their
center.
center.
Brian Robinson Jr., pretty good running back. I like him.
And all
He's
these guys are on the
injured.
limited list. I made it
Yeah,
through the did not practice, but all them other guys, they're all limited.
yeah.
So, but no real, the real standout names certainly aren't on this list. But Mike, also there was this wide receiver for us. Who is this? Is Ben Showrenek?
Skoronek.
Why do I keep seeing his name? Mike, is this dude don't even play? What's the deal? With
No,
him?
he's another one of those guys that he's a good gunner to have on special teams, but I like the way our gunners are playing right now. So I don't see how he can make it back onto the roster. That's the only reason you would have this guy is, okay, we need him on special teams, but the way special teams are going and rocking and rolling, he has no room there. He has no room in the passing game as well. So he might be a casualty because coming in, I thought he'd be a guy that might take over one of the gunner spots, but they're playing well. You got hurt
Yeah.
at the wrong time, bro. It sucks, man. That's a business.
What were you telling me, Mike, about Mike Williams yesterday at practice? You said they were
Ooh.
using he was everywhere. What did you mean?
Yeah, they're moving him in all the positions X, Y, Z, inside, outside, so that way he can get a grasp of the offense of where he needs to be on every play and where everyone else kind of needs to be too, so he can have that awareness of, okay, I'm running this way, okay, then on this route I'd be here. So if I'm out here, this guy here, I know where they need to be. Just getting him acclimated to the offense, acclimated to Russ running the first team.
Yeah, absolutely. And I like to see that. I like to see that they're putting him in different looks and giving him different opportunities because we got to be able to take advantage of having this new wide receiver, this
Yeah.
new number 2. And again, as I was saying the other day, and I was actually building up to the trade deadline, if we would lose George Pickens, say he blows out an ACL this week, and you have Van Jefferson and Calvin Austin as your 1 and 2, now let's just say again something, God forbid, happens to George. Now you have Mike Williams and then one of those other two gentlemen to be the 2 and the 3, which is ultimately what we've been playing with all season. And we made it to where we are. Again, we always needed to improve, but if we lose one of our top 2, now you're back to where you were. So it's not the worst case scenario where it could have been if we didn't make the trade this week to bring in Mike Williams, and we could have been left in a situation had there been an injury. So that plays into our favor as well. Brian says, hopefully we could both get out of this game healthy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you
I
always want
agree.
that when you're playing a team cross conference like that. You want to get in, play a good game, get your win if you can. But when it comes down to it, they go back to play their division next week. We come back to play the Ravens, the Browns. That whole thing starts. So I agree. Hopefully everybody can get out healthy. I think it's going to be a good game. I think there's going to be some points scored during this one. I've watched Mike, and I know the simulations that I've seen.
You and your Madden, you're
Madden
going down this
simulation.
rabbit hole now.
But they both went to overtime, Mike. They both went to overtime. So if
that means
happens
this one's going to be a blowout.
So if that happens this week, you have to turn to Madden from now on.
I have to. If it
Could just be a
happens,
shootout though.
I
Yeah,
think it's going to be a lot of points scored. I mean, they put up a lot of points. We're going to want to take the opportunity if we can and check out our new toy,
yeah.
so to speak. And if we could run the ball well and just kind of get things going, open up the pass because of the run. So I think there's going to be some points scored in this game, guys. I think this one's going to be a lot of fun. No two ways about it. You want to get out of it with the win, but again, it's going to be a good game. 1 o'clock Sunday. The Washington Commanders host the Pittsburgh Steelers. We are dogs, right? We're road dogs in this game.
Uh, I don't know. I didn't even check. Give me 1 second here. I will find
Yeah,
out.
go ahead and pull that up. I do believe we are road dogs. Good morning, Spice. How you, or good afternoon, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
They'll have to move TJ around. They already said they will chip him. I think Spice and John are
No, it's
trading.
one of the same mind.
They are one and the same. I think that's what John had said just a little bit ago on the board.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, they do. Absolutely. Got to give the rookie looks. You got to give him different looks, Spice.
Yep.
Um,
Two and a
he
half
is what he is.
points.
We're 2.5 point dogs.
Yeah, 2.5. Yeah.
But
Hmm.
that's what we were
Automatic.
just saying a little bit ago. Spice is he is a rookie, yet he's a good rookie. You got to give him different looks. He's going to be very. If you want to think of
Mm-hmm.
what we're probably going to see, think of back what we've seen in C.J. Stroud last season. He's not your
That's
average
nice.
rookie, and as I said, Mike, we are going to want to give him
Yeah, oh
different
yeah.
looks and confuse him if we can.
I want to put T.J. Watt and Highsmith on the same side and have Herbig on the other.
I can't wait to see
Like,
Herbig
what
out
are you gonna
there.
do? What are you gonna do with that when you see that formation in like an obvious passing down?
I just can't wait to see
That's
Herbig back out on the field with his motor, with him going out there.
oh yeah. And, like I know he was limited with that hammy, but if he can go, you put him out there, or we got Preston Smith, throw him on that side and have. I just want to see Highsmith and Watt come from the same side because
Uh,
you're gonna have to move all your coverage that way.
John says the running backs can catch, the tight ends can get more targets without Pickens. Great team adjustments. Look at Kansas. Absolutely. That's kind of what I was thinking as we went into the deadline. We didn't really have, Kansas City, their top receiver basically is a tight end.
Yeah.
Were we going to have to be, just on what's the word I'm looking for? An unorthodox type style of offense, but that's not the case. We did get our guy. We do have a number one and number two receivers that I'm happy with. And from what I understand, Mike, it's a similar style guy from what we already have. George Pickens, the way that he can
Yep.
catch contested passes and the way he has done that in his career, especially over the last few years, I think that that's going to make it very interesting. As I think Jen said yesterday on the board, for especially that rainbow ball that Russ likes to throw
Mm-hmm.
downfield and
Moonball.
open up the game a little bit. So I think that again, I'm very excited to see Mike Williams play.
Me too. I those two on the outside. God, that should open up that running game even more. You're going to have to put back two safeties now. You have more than one guy now that can stretch the field, making those contested catches. Then you throw Calvin Austin in there too. You can run seam routes. Okay, now one of those safeties has to pull to him, or you got to pull one of your middle backers. Then you roll Russ out a little bit, get Fryermuth through across the middle of the field. So now the offense that we all envisioned with Arthur Smith having, we're finally going to see it in week 9, week 10. Finally, we have the offense in place that we thought we would have all year. I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. And
Remember
you
this
know what?
time last
If
year we were crying and we could not wait to get rid of Matt
God,
Canada and people were putting hits out on him and everything else. What
yeah,
what what a difference a year makes.
I can't wait. It's gonna be fun and exciting to see what they do. I say just throw it all out there, put it out there. See what works, what doesn't work. You don't want to lose a game, but it's a non-conference, non-divisional game. Okay, I'll be okay losing with them. I'll be okay losing with to this team because they're playing one of the best teams in the NFL. So go out there, balls to the walls, let shit fall where they may, man. So that way you put other teams on notice. You put all your new stuff on film. Now teams have to worry about that nonsense. Then you can go back then and beat them with your base stuff. It's gonna be fun to watch. I can't wait. I can't wait. Who would
Uh,
have thought? Who would have thought we'd be salivating over an Arthur Smith offense?
Felix Steele says, fellas, reading at Brian's comments, and I say this game would be played like a preseason game. They'll go, but they'll go fully go if you know what I mean. Both have a divisional opponent. Absolutely. Also, John says Wilson has to target the middle of the field.
Yep.
D's are going to force him to and play, and that's fine. And you know what? I want to see more of it. I want to see him target the middle of the field. I want to,
Yeah.
you want to take a look and see all that. You're going to want to see what works. You're going to want to see what you have to improve on to move forward. Again, this part of the season is the second chapter of this 3-book season. We went through the first chapter pretty well, and now we get to take a look at better teams. These teams are head and shoulders better than what we played in the first 8 games. And then after that, the games become more difficult in the playoffs. So I think we are going to start to see those kind of things. I think that it's going to be interesting, and especially a game like Washington, especially an NFC game, as you know, the guys on the board are saying this is a perfect opportunity to just do that. The Canada arrow. Yeah. Derpy, didn't you take your toilet seat to get autographed by Matt
No,
Canada
that was a
camp
fan,
last
no.
year? That's right.
Yeah.
Tyler Boyd came up in a conversation earlier in the week.
Yeah.
They said, I seen in an article, somebody said the Titans are willing to trade Tyler Boyd to the Steelers, but the latest word is the Steelers didn't want Tyler Boyd. I don't know what this is about.
Yeah, they're Mark Caboli was on one of the local radio shows and said this unprompted that a veteran member of the team who might have some pull said we don't want that guy here, alluding to his attitude and the things he said about the team in the past and the way, saying this is a good organization. Apparently, a veteran said that, and they may or may not have some pull in the organization. But yeah, we still gave them an offer. We still talked to the guy.
Oh, absolutely, it's still business.
Yeah, it's like at the end of the day, the coach, the owner, GM's gonna, you may not want him here, but we may want him here, and you're damn well gonna be professional and make it work. Yeah,
absolutely.
I think this is just drama being made for drama's sake because there is no drama with this team anymore.
Also, Mike, another strength that I think we have going into this weekend is just how our secondary, just by getting Cam Sutton back. Granted, he hasn't played game speed to this point, but again, he's a damn good corner, Mike. You're getting another piece to that secondary, and Corey Trice is trying to work his way back to an already strong secondary. So I think that Cam Hayward, but Cam Sutton, he's going to want to come out and prove himself, Mike. Coming back from Detroit, again, having a good season up in Detroit last year, having a good time down here in Pittsburgh prior to that, he's going to want to come back and make his presence felt. So I think bringing new guys in at this point in the season, it's going to breathe a little bit more life back into the team because they're going to bring the energy. They want to prove themselves, and I think that's going to turn around and play well for the Steelers, who's going to feed off of that as well, and they're going to play good football. So again, Cam Sutton, Mike. Cam Sutton, I think, is a big piece in other ways than what you think. Okay, well, we do have another nickelback. I just think him coming back is going to be a big thing for this defense.
Yeah, and we need him back, too. We're sitting 21st in the NFL right now. We're giving up almost 220 yards a game through the air. The last 3, we've been averaging 240 yards, through the air. So we need him back. We're giving up a lot of touchdowns, a lot of points, but, teams were certainly able to move the ball through the ground in the air. Now, part of that is too, we didn't have a full complement of our pass rushers playing. So, and that's, quarterbacks have more time. You give a quarterback, 3 seconds in this league, they're going to pick you apart. 4 seconds, they're going to destroy you. And that's what's kind of been happening. So hopefully getting Sutton back, getting Highsmith back now, getting Preston Smith into the rotation, getting Herbig back in the rotation. Pass rushers will be fresher, more consistent pressure throughout the game, and then those passing yards will creep down, and that's going to make this defense even stronger, which I think they need to be the focal point once again. Yeah, the offense is better, but we're going to go up against some pretty good offense, especially starting Sunday against the Commanders team, and if we can limit to what teams can do through the ground and the air on us, that's just a recipe for success. And like you said, also, this 3-game stretch we got coming up is vital.
A couple lesser names that also were signed yesterday: tight end Matt Sokol and also Dominic Davis, the defensive tackle, was signed to the practice squad. I just wanted to make it known. Again, probably people that we're never going to see, but that did happen yesterday. John says time for the Steelers to play in a way that other teams don't expect. A winning season is filled with constant adjustments to keep the opponents off balance. Brian says, good point. Give future opponents something slightly different for the film study.
Yep.
Absolutely. Mike, before we
Real
do,
quick.
we do have to move. We have
Uh,
picks, but make it
I
real
was just
quick.
gonna just jaunt real quick, like going off script. What we did, remember the Super Bowl run that Ben's second year? We threw the ball a lot in the first half, and then ran teams down to the ground. In the playoffs, we just threw the ball consistently, and teams didn't know how to prepare it down the stretch. And Tomlin needs to, recapture that what we did, what Cowher's teams did right there on that run. Go back and look in the history. Do something like that. You're just gonna confuse teams. We've been set up to just be a run first team. Come out and be a pass first team now to set up the run, keep them off balance.
Also, Mike, we talked about yesterday. It was the fun story. Was Mike Williams making fun of the Bumblebee Steeler uniforms back in the
Yes.
day? I pulled the tweet up, Mike. That tweet was in 2012. Where was Mike Williams in 2012? I mean, he was even in.
That should have been what his first year with the Charger.
He's been in.
No,
He's
been in
been in since
college.
17. Yeah, I mean, he was probably in high
College,
school.
high school.
I just thought that was funny that he made that comment, which is, it is funny because those Bumblebee uniforms, but he said these Steeler uniforms looked funny, and that was 10/28/2012. So he would have probably been a senior in high school, give or take. Just
Yeah, he would have been.
interesting.
Yeah.
That's
My
Where
God.
did where he ended
Like
up? It just makes it funny.
because I remember that game. Don't remember that tweet because I didn't have an account at the time. But yeah, I remember those jerseys and the game that he tweeted it about. My God, we're
Also,
old.
one other thing, I do want to let you know, Mike. Of course, this is high school playoff season. This time of year in football, North Allegheny's defensive lineman standout Lincoln Hoke is
Mhm.
somebody that you might want to watch
Yes.
out. He's a top Whippeal defensive lineman this year at North Allegheny. Of course, the son of Super Bowl backup nose tackle Chris Hoke, two-time Super Bowl champion. Lincoln Hoke, Mike. So keep your eye on that name.
Yeah. I saw him pop up
Looks
on
like
the
he
old
is
Twitter.
dominating up
Yeah,
at North Allegheny.
a good
Guys,
football player coming from the Whippeal. Never heard of that happening.
let me go over a couple things, guys, because we do have to get into these picks. Mike, Penguins back in action tonight. Pens at Hurricanes. That game is at 7 o'clock. The Penguins are 5-7-2 coming into it. The Hurricanes are 9-2. Also, Pitt's rookie sensation freshman quarterback Eli Holstein is one of 14 semifinalists named to the Sean Alexander Freshman Award list watch. So let's root for him. I don't know if there's any freshmen that I'm much more thrilled, excited, or what's the word I'm looking for? Just surprised by the way they were able to come out and perform
Yeah.
this year.
He's
So
been
he
playing
is
lights
on the
out.
list of 1 of 14. Also, one other thing, Andrew McCutcheon. I don't have the exact answer or question, but Andrew McCutcheon was a clue on Jeopardy yesterday. I did see Andrew
I saw that.
tweeted about that. I didn't, like I said, per se, see what the clue was, but if you do want to go back and check that out, Andrew McCutcheon, Kutch was a clue on Jeopardy. High Spice. Also, guys, we got to hop into the picks of the week. Derpy, are you
Yes.
ready?
I am ready. Here we go.
I'm coming for your crown, bro.
All right,
No,
Mike
you're
has
not.
Derpy's up 6-3 this season on picks. Whoever wins, they do get showered with Permani Brothers sandwiches. So that is what the guys are playing for this year.
'Cause that's what
Derpy
I
is up
need.
6-3. Mike's trying to come back. Derpy's trying to increase his lead. But guys, nonetheless, let's start with tonight's game. Derpy, Mike, you get to pick who goes first this week because you did win last week. Who would you like to go first? Do you want the ball or do you want to defer?
I'm going to defer in
All
the
right.
second half.
All right, Derpy, we're kicking it off to you. First game of the week tonight, Bengals at Ravens. Who do you like in this football game?
I like the Ravens, unfortunately.
All right. Mike, over to you. The Bengals or the Ravens? You didn't have all week to think about this or nothing. So
yeah, I know the Bengals. They kind of gave the game away last week. I see a lot of people picking them, but I'm going to go with the Ravens right now. They might be the best team in the AFC right now.
I don't know about that, but I do think they're
close,
certainly better than the Bengals.
Yeah.
Murphy, back to you. They're back to the 9:30 a.m. games on Sunday. We do have another 9:30 a.m. This is the Giants at the Panthers. Derpy, who do you like in this game? The New York Giants or the Carolina Panthers?
Pray for Germany because this game's gonna suck.
He said, "Pray for Germany."
because this game's gonna suck really bad. Give me, dang, give me the. Oh my god, give me the Giants.
All right, Mike, over to you.
Hmm.
The Giants and Panthers.
I kind of want to pick the Panthers. They just did the stupid thing by signing another running back to a multi-year deal. Chuba Hubbard getting $37 million
Is that who you want?
contract.
Panthers?
No. I'm taking the Giants because that Panthers organization. There's no way they're winning 2 in a row.
All
Then
right.
you pay a running back that much. Get out of here.
The first 1:00 game on Sunday, guys. The Patriots at the Bears, Derpy. The Patriots at the Bears. What do you think?
Give me the Patriots.
Oh,
All right. Let me call a timeout real quick. Brian says I have to get back to farm work. Really enjoyed the insightful exchange with you guys. I subbed up and hope to join you again soon. We welcome you. We thank you so much, and
yeah.
great talking
Thank
to
you,
you as
man.
well, Brian.
Yep.
All right, guys. Mike, over to you. The Patriots at the Bears. The Patriots at the Bears.
I'm gonna take the Bears. Patriots are they're a hot mess. They're a dumpster fire.
Let's see if the Bears screw Derpy again this week.
I hope they do. That's what I'm counting on.
Next game, 49ers. 49ers at the Buccaneers. 49ers at the Buccaneers. Derpy?
This is an interesting one.
Talk it out, Derby. Tell me what you're thinking.
You use your words.
I think
Mike,
the
you just
49ers
piped
are
down
still
over
banged
there.
up.
All right.
So
You like the
and
Buccaneers?
I liked how the Buccaneers played against the Chiefs, so give me the Buccaneers.
I did too. I thought they were going to win that football game. Mike, over to you. 49ers at Buccaneers.
Yeah, I like the way they battled back. You can see Baker knew they were going to lose right away at the coin toss. I think they're going to bounce back this week against San Fran. I'm not high on them this year. Like Derpy said, they are so banged up. Of course, so is Tampa Bay, but give me Tampa Bay home cooking, even though they're 6.5-point underdogs at home.
All right. Derpy. Broncos at Chiefs. Broncos at Chiefs. Is there any chance the Broncos could give the Chiefs their first loss?
As the leader of the Taylor Swift fan club, I cannot go with the Broncos, so give me the Chiefs.
All right, safe. Mike, over to you. The Broncos at the Chiefs. The Broncos at the Chiefs.
I will take the Kansas City Chiefs. There's no way the Denver Broncos win this
Dang,
game.
John.
If they do, my lord, it'd be the upset of the year.
Boy, wouldn't that be something?
Derpy sounded like Make-A-Wish puppy. Oh, Jesus.
All right, next game.
That kind of derailed me
Derpy,
for a
the
second.
Bills at the Colts. The Bills at the Colts. What do
Bills.
you think? All right. Mike, same question. Over to you.
Oh yeah, the Bills. It's like if the Colts end up winning and the Broncos end up winning and topsy-turvy, this world is crazy. Script writers are off the chains if that happens.
Joe Flacco's so hit or miss too. Joe Flacco could go out, come on, just terrorize you, or other games he could come out and look like straight garbage like he did against the Browns in the playoffs last year.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys both got the Bills in that game. The next game would be the Vikings at the Jags. Derpy, Vikings at the Jaguars.
Give me the Vikings because the Jags suck really bad.
All right, Mike, over to you. Vikings at the Jaguars.
Yeah. Give me the Vikings. Who thought we would see the day where Sam Darnold is outperforming Sunshine?
Ryan.
I know
Ryan
you are a big Sam Darnold fan. You are. I give
I'm not
you
even a
credit
fan,
for
but I have been saying this guy's a lot better than we get given credit for.
Yeah.
All right, so both you gentlemen have the Vikings. Next game on the list, the Falcons at the Saints. Derpy, the Falcons at the Saints. Who do you like?
Falcons. You like that?
All right. What do you say? All right,
I
Mike,
said
over
you
to
like
you.
that.
You like
Kirk Cousins down there.
You like the Falcons, Mike?
Yeah, I'm taking the Falcons.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. This
That's
is apparently the greatest rivalry in the NFL. If you
that's
ask
what
some,
some will say. Some will tell you
you
that the
know,
Falcons and Saints are the biggest rivalry
and
in
it's
the
the most
NFL.
physical rivalry in the
I got to tell you,
NFL.
I never even knew that they were a rivalry.
No,
But on to the next guys. Derpy Titans at the Chargers. We could use a little help here by the Titans. Maybe beat the Chargers and take them down a peg. This would be who we play if the playoffs started today. We would be facing the LA Chargers. But Derpy, over to you. Titans at the Chargers. Who do you like?
Man, I wish we had Justin Herbert, like you said in the beginning of the year.
Yeah. But you know what? I like
Yeah,
Russ right now.
yeah. But give me
No
the
problems with
Chargers.
Russ. You like the Chargers?
Yeah.
Maybe help us out in the conference a little bit. Maybe the Titans could do this. Mike, Titans and Chargers. Who do you like?
I like the Chargers. Yeah, yeah.
Their
That
defense
Titans
is
team is not good. Yeah,
they're the only
I think
defense in the league that let up less points than the Steelers,
yeah,
the
yeah.
Chargers defense.
Like the Titans have so many pieces to the puzzles, but they're missing a lot of pieces.
And again, a very, very good defense for LA. Derpy,
Mm-hmm.
the Jets at the Cardinals. The Jets at the Cardinals.
I'm gonna go with the hot seat. Give me the Cardinals.
The Cardinals are playing good football right now.
Mm-hmm.
No two ways about it. And the Jets are not. Mike, Jets at Cards.
Yeah, I'm taking the Cardinals. They're a team I follow off and on just because they're so hit or miss. And Kyler Murray's fun to watch. I think they pull it off back-to-back weeks. This Jets team is not who we thought they were.
They're certainly a wrecker, that
Oh
Arizona
my,
team, because
yeah.
they're never, I mean, they're not good, they're not great, they're not going to win anything, but they're a team that could beat any team on any
They're,
given
they're
weekend.
they're plucky. Like when they're on, they're a plucky team. Like James
They're
Conner
plucky.
will run like he's the greatest running back
He's
you
a
ever
beast,
seen,
dude.
and then the next week he won't do nothing. It's like
He's a
that's that
beast.
whole team, man.
Next game, guys. NFC East. A couple teams here. The Eagles at the Cowboys. Derby. Eagles, Cowboys.
Cowboys are done. Give me the Eagles.
Yeah,
Boy, them boys sure do look bad.
yeah,
Mike, is it same with you, Eagles?
yeah. I'm taking the Eagles. The
Okay.
Cowboys. What? No Dak, no CD. He's
Yeah.
questionable, I believe. Yeah, a lot of guys questionable, limited. Yeah,
I'll be surprised if Cooper Rush wins the job, though.
they ain't gonna give him the job.
I know.
GM Jerry ain't gonna allow that happening. He paying all that
They
money
would
for
remember when
Dak.
he had his opportunity. Mike, was it last year or the year before? He didn't do bad. He was kind of doing
It
well
didn't
for a
do great,
while.
but didn't do bad. Yeah.
Um, guys, Sunday night. This should be a really good game on Sunday night, depending on if the Texans get some pieces back for them. The Lions at the Texans, guys. We could get some help from our NFC North counterparts, maybe to beat the Texans and help us out a little bit in the AFC. Derpy, Lions at the Texans. Who do you like in this one?
As much as I don't want to go against CJ Stroud, you got to give me the Lions.
All right, Mike.
Yeah, I'm taking Detroit too. That interior of their of the Texans offensive line is terrible, not giving Stroud any time to throw. And I think their lines are just going to exploit that weakness. It's going to
All
be a
right.
bloodbath.
Two more games, guys. Let's wrap. Before we start wrapping up, the Miami Dolphins. Good afternoon, Champy. Mike, Derpy, Miami Dolphins at the Rams. Dolphins at the Rams. This is Monday night. Derpy, who do you like?
Give me the Rams.
All right, Mike.
Yeah, give me the. Oh, yeah, give me the Rams. I'm not sold on Miami and Tua.
Yeah, the Rams are. I mean, the Dolphins do not look good this year. And finally, guys, this is where the tiebreaker comes from. The Steelers at the Commanders. I need a score prediction from both of you. We're going to take the score, add them together, take the sum, and that's going to be your tiebreaker for the week. Derpy, I'm going to come to you first. Steelers at the Commanders. Who do you like, and what's your score prediction?
As much as I don't want to do it, give me the Commanders.
Oh, Derpy.
Dang.
I'm surprised.
Usually I am the one who goes off script against the home team, and you're the homer.
All right, Mike, where does that leave you? Wait, hold on, Derpy. What is your prediction for the score, Derp?
Yeah.
34-24.
34-24, which is
Wow.
a total of
Wow.
58 points for your
Wow.
tiebreaker. Mike, who do you like and what's your final score?
Derpy kind of stole my thunder. I think it's going to be a close game-winning field goal, and I just think the Commanders are going to eke this one out. As I go off screen, I think they're just going to eke this one out. It's not going to be a bad game by the Steelers. It's not going to be a bad game by the Commanders. It's going to be a tough fought game,
Just
but
give
they
me a
get the
just give me some numbers.
21-20. 21-20.
All right. For a total of 41
Oh, no,
points.
excuse me. 24-21. I'm sorry. 24-21.
24-21.
Yeah.
All right, for a total of 45 points.
Yeah.
Fearless Steel. I'm gonna you know what? I'm gonna take some numbers down as well from the viewers. Also, I'm gonna keep track of that as well. Fearless Steel says 27-24 Steelers.
I could see
If
it.
anybody else
I
wants
can
to
see
put
that
their
too. Yeah.
prediction on the board, I will keep track of them and we'll
see
see
that.
how we do as well. So that is, guys, that is the picks of the week. I'll take this, I'll put it in a vault. We won't pull it out till Tuesday after the last game of the week is played Monday night. And then shortly 2 days after that, 2.5 days after that, we'll be ready to play. I'm sorry, no, that won't be till the next week, right? This 4-day break. So yes, this will go into the vault till Tuesday. We'll pull it out. We'll see how we did again. Derpy's up 6-3. He's trying to increase that lead as Mike's trying to crack into the lead a little bit.
I'm trying. I'm
Ginzer
getting
Joe
there.
says Steelers 30-28. Let me just keep track here. Ginzer Joe 30-28. All right. Thank you, sir. Mike, why don't you go ahead and tell everybody about the website?
The2dumbyinzers.com. Head on over there, especially if you're new to the site. Check it out. We got more links for our socials over there, different places to listen if you can't watch it on YouTube. What else we got over there? The merch store and the blog, all up over there at the2dumbyinzers.com. Over to you, Derpy.
If you're new to the Two Dumb Yinzers show, be sure to subscribe below and boom, pound that like button.
Well, I like that. You're getting really good, Derpy.
So this is what we've missed when you haven't been here, Derpy. Is the emphatic
boom.
boom.
Let's see, John. John has the Steelers winning 31-28.
4 passing touchdowns. You know what? I hope that happens.
Russell with 4 passing TDs.
All
right. See how we do next week, guys. Again, I'm putting the picks away. We won't see them again until Tuesday. Mike, yes, go check it out. www.the2dumbyinzers.com. A lot of cool things over there. Do go check it out. Of course, guys, on the show, what we do is we will do trivia on the team that the Steelers play that particular week. This week is no different. They play the Washington Commanders. Guys, it's time for Washington Commanders trivia. Mike, Derpy, put on your thinking caps. Guys on the board, everybody at home, gals on the board as well. And everybody at home, let's get ready for the Washington Commanders trivia question of the day. I'm just going to answer Joe real quick. Joe says, you guys think Mike Williams gets a moon ball touchdown? I think he does.
I think they're going to force it, yeah. I think they're going to force it.
I hope he does. All right, guys, question of the day. Here we go. What is the name of the Washington Commanders mascot? I'm going to give you an option. I'm going to give you choices, so don't crinkle your eyebrows too much, Mike. Your forehead might cave in. This is with the choices, guys. What is the name of the Washington Commanders mascot? Is it A, Major Nelson? Is it B, Major Hoff? Is it C, Major Huddy? Or is it D, Captain Score?
Those all of them sound terrible.
What is the name of the Washington Commanders mascot?
Oh,
Major Nelson, Major Hoff, Major Tuddy, Major Captain Score. Take a minute to think that over, guys.
That is great.
We're live 5 days a week right here, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every day, Monday through Friday on YouTube. John says, Derpy's professional wrestling hysteria voice motivates me for the day. Me too. I want to run through a brick wall right now.
Like, that's like I wake up, my alarm is Derpy going doot 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 doot. I had him send that over. Then he sends me morning affirmations and motivational quotes, and they are just I'm fired up. I'm like Rocky running
All right,
down the
Phil
streets
the
of
Steel says
Philadelphia.
Captain Score, guys. We are in the middle of the trivia question. Captain Score is Phil the Steel's pick on the board. Derpy, Mike, what is the name of the Washington Commanders mascot? Major Nelson, Major Hoff, Major Tutty, or Captain Score?
Comrade
Joe says
Tutty.
Comrade Tutty. Derpy, who do you think? Nelson, Hoff, Tutty, or Captain Score?
Give me C.
You were saying Major Tutty. Mike,
Yes.
what do you think? Major Nelson, Major Hoff, Major Tutty, or Captain Score?
Major Jack Mehoff is my answer. Major
John
Major
McJohns.
Johnson, Major ass painy. Okay. Call Major Tutty for injured Joe. Mike, who do you think?
what was it? Mehoff?
Nelson, Hoff, Tutty, or
Nelson
Captain
Hoff.
Score?
Yeah. I'm taking Major Nelson Jack Mehoff. That's
All
my
right, so
answer.
Mike's taking A. Derpy, you have C. Guys, the question of the day is this: what is the name of the Washington Commanders mascot? Is it A, Major Nelson, B, Major Hoff, C, Major Tutty, D, Captain Score? The answer is C, Major Tutty.
Let's go.
Wow.
I don't know what that's about. I don't know what that stems from,
Wow.
but the mascot for the Commanders
Tutty
is
touchdown.
Major. Yeah. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
That's not. It's only kind of dumb, right?
Yeah.
Kind of cheap. No, I'm joking.
So there you go.
It's
Major
no
Tutty.
Steel. It's no Steely McBeam. I tell you that right now.
Right. Mike, anything before we start getting ready to wrap it up, man?
No. Other than Arthur Smith said Zach Frazier's playing so well, he doesn't even consider him a rookie. I thought that's a nice little accolade for him, nice little acknowledgement that Zach Frazier's playing at a high level, and I'm glad he's back this week.
Major Nelson was on I Dream of Jeannie, John. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Derpy, what about you, my man? Anything before we get ready to roll?
Let's go Pens.
All right,
We're not even deep into hockey season. Nothing
well,
about
we
the
do got the
Steelers.
Penguins tonight,
That's
guys.
true.
Penguins
That's true. You're right.
Hurricanes,
My bad.
7 o'clock p.m. in Carolina. That is tonight. My thing is this, guys. If you're looking for a car, if you're in the market for a car, I don't know if anybody saw this. If just give me one moment to pull it up. But if you were in the market for a car, you can find yourself a 2004 Buick Park on Craigslist being sold by no one other than Pittsburgh's own Donnie Iris. That's right. Donnie Iris has his car on Craigslist. Kind of funny. I don't know why I've seen this, but it says $3,400. 20-year-old Buick, blah, 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 blah. But there you go. Donnie Iris has his car on Craigslist.
Trevor Lawrence might be out Sunday and longer, looking like he may have surgery on his shoulder.
Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Right? But hey, highest paid quarterback in the NFL.
He's really good. Put him in a good situation, guys. I promise you see different results. I promise. Ginzer Joe, I bet Preston Smith gets a sack. We are going to be doing tomorrow. If you join us, we can do a lot of pregame, a lot of stuff going into the weekend for the Steeler game. If you are new, we'll be talking about over, under, what we do think what we'll be seeing on Sunday from the guys, especially some of these new guys. Mike, I cannot wait. We'll talk about that a lot tomorrow, getting ready to head into the weekend amongst a lot of whole other sports information and things going on heading to the weekend. So we do hope you do join us tomorrow. I do want to say thank you to everybody for hanging out with us and checking us out today. We do appreciate each and every one of you. We certainly do. We wouldn't do it without you. I want to thank everybody on the board. You guys are awesome as always. That never changes. I want to thank everybody at home. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you. Mike, Derpy, speak now, forever hold your peace, huh?
I got nothing, gentlemen. Other than great show. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. Appreciate it.
Mike's bald.
As always. Mike is bald, Derpy.
Yeah, and I'm bald, I'm fat, and I got a gray beard.
So there you go, guys. What did you call yourself before Mike beat off Hitler, or what was you calling yourself?
What?
I
What?
don't
No, I
know.
said
You
no,
called
no,
yourself something.
no. The answer to the question, the guy's name was Mayoff or whatever. It's like, yeah, Jack Mayoff.
Oh, I think you're talking about you were Hitler's brother beat off.
No,
Adolf's brother. Derps gets pushed around in a baby stroller by an 85.
Dang.
All
Hey,
right.
Derpy got that sugar mama, man. He's living the life.
Hey, everybody wants to be Derpy.
It's Derpy's world. We're just living in it, boys.
That's right, baby. For Derpy, for Mike in the Steeler Central Mobile Studio, for myself, the Two Dumb Yinzers, want to thank everybody once again. We'll be back tomorrow, same time, all over to do it again, and we will be getting ready to head into the weekend for the big Steelers Commanders game this Sunday. So we do hope we see you tomorrow. For everybody, again, Derpy, Mike, myself, have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.